Hi, I'm Billy, Billy Dollins, 57 years old, and this is,
I'm Lisa Dollins, and I am 46 years old.
and I'm the cougar of the two. No, um, um, we're both bankers. She works for a really non-existent bank here in Lexington.
No.
Oh wait, that's
You
my
can't say
competition.
that.
We're both bankers. We both work for community banks here in Lexington. Hey.
You are the,
Oh, I'm the market president for where I work.
and I'm a training and development coordinator for the bank that I work at.
Yeah. That's
How
right.
long have you been looking for a house?
Well, we've been looking for a little over a year, probably, maybe longer. We've been talking about it probably for 5 years. But she overanalyzes everything, so that's why
Yes.
it took 5 years to get to the 1 year.
You have a beautiful house now. What made you want to move?
Well, we raised two boys, and when we moved into the house, they were 9 and 12, I think. Yeah, exactly. And so we needed more room, and the oldest one we needed a separate area up in the house. I did not just say that. We had a separate. We wanted a separate space for the boys. Give them their privacy, and we wanted our privacy, and so we built the house, and they basically had the upstairs to themselves. Plus, it was very important that we separate ourselves from the oldest one because he's very loud. So we love the house.
So now the kids are gone, and it's time for us to downsize.
Right.
So that's been interesting because you had kind of differing ideas of what you wanted and what downsizing really meant. Can you tell us about that?
Yes.
You want my version or her?
I want her version
Okay,
first.
go.
So downsize to me meant that we were going to, instead of we are right now in a story and a half with a basement, that we just throw our crap into the basement, so we don't even use that space. So my idea of downsizing, which we would take the 2,800 square feet of the house and the story and have a nice sprawling ranch. Her idea of downsizing was moving from that to a small little bungalow, teeny tiny house. So that's kind of the difference. Also, I think her idea of downsizing meant money and mine did not.
Do you feel like you've
Pretty much sums it up.
Do you feel like you've compromised in what you're looking for now?
I think we have, to some degree. Basically, she's getting what she wants.
Well,
So that's marriage, right?
yeah, someone had to describe the word compromise to me because I did not know.
Yeah, our good friend.
I did not know what that meant.
We had a session one night, and we discussed compromise, and she still doesn't get it, but
Well, because I won, so that's
true.
Yeah.
She won.
So you've been looking at a ton of houses.
We have.
Yes.
Tell us about the houses that you've looked at. What was the common denominator of the houses that you looked at?
They were older homes, 60s, 70s, a couple of 80s thrown in there, homes that needed some renovation. Almost all of them did. I think we went into a few that were, even if they were updated.
You made us go through the whole gamut of looking through houses.
Who did?
You did.
What do you mean? I don't
We
think I like
we
that.
had an area or an idea of Lexington that we wanted to build our house in. So when we would get on Zillow or we would look for houses, I would only stay within that area.
40502 area.
Billy would have to look at all these houses, and she would say, oh my god, I found this perfect house. And I would come over to look at it on the computer, and it would be like in Versailles. And I'm like, well, we're not moving to Versailles, so why are you looking at this really nice house in Versailles?
Well, it's pretty. We
But we
might.
don't want to live in Versailles. So
She's right. But
So
I
anyway,
looked at Lexington as a whole.
I
You
did
picked
not.
your little snotty zip codes.
I looked in 3 specific zip
Yeah.
codes that I wanted to live in. Because why would you look at a house for that? That was just a
Well,
waste
you
of
might
time.
find. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, there's the dream house. It just happens to be.
It's
over
not
there.
the dream house if it's over there.
So whenever you guys went to look at property, you always had a huge crew. You had
Oh my
sometimes
God.
2 realtors, 2 friends. You had
entourage.
Mac. both
Yes.
of y'all explain that whole situation and how that worked, and talk about the rating process too, because that was a big thing.
It was, yes, we had our entourage. We had our good friends, Stuart and Sheldon, and Stuart is our designer and decision maker on what the house is going to look like,
Pretty much.
pretty much. And we needed opinions, and then our realtor put up with us. Am I supposed to say you're my realtor? No.
That's fine.
Okay. Who is interviewing us, by the way. See, we can't do anything without each other.
But then you got my husband too.
Oh, yeah, and then we
That's
got her
great.
cute husband, Blake, who's not here right now, unfortunately. He showed us some homes, too, but we would all go through the houses, analyze them to death, and then we would gather around the kitchen, and we would rate them. So Stuart would always say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, Billy, what's your number? And I'd say 7. Lisa, what's your number? 2. So,
Remember I would walk into a house and Mac would be like, Billy, it's not good. Look at her face. Look at her face. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it.
Max,
I
our
know.
youngest one,
Yeah.
and
He did. That was
yeah,
funny.
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, this isn't going good, Billy. Look at her face," and yeah, he was right, and I could tell the minute she walked into the house
Yes.
whether we just need to walk out
Yeah.
or not. And but anyway, so I had 110 out of I bet we saw 30 houses,
At least, yeah.
at least 30, 35 houses over a year. I had 110, and of course she was a 7.
How many 10s did you have? None.
I had a 10, but I couldn't say it was a 10 because I know she was at a 2.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Finish your
Well,
story.
thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
That's being honest. Let's be open about this.
But did you know that since Stuart was involved, he's your good friend, he knows your taste, he knows what you like and what you need. Did you know that anywhere that you ended up was going to be awesome because you had your best friend, who's also your designer, in your pocket?
Yes, because we can't do anything without Stuart telling us
Yeah.
that it's okay to do
We'll
it.
be out shopping for stuff for our house, and I will find something that I'm like, oh my God, that'll look perfect. She goes, well, Stuart has to see it.
Yeah. So we
So
would
we-
not.
Send pictures, and he
I don't
yays
even-
or nays.
I don't even think we went and looked at a house without Stuart. Did we?
I don't think so.
If we did, then he had to come later and double check it.
Correct. Right.
But the house that my 10, we ended up not we made an offer on, set, ready to go. Stuart had it all planned out. It was a perfect house. It was the perfect house.
That was a 7.
No. Anyway, we didn't get it. We were outbid, and we cried a little. And even though she was a 7, she cried. Okay. She will never agree with me, so she had to be a 7.
But you are agreeing on one house.
We are. Well, yeah, not at first.
No.
Oh, God,
Because you
no.
saw that house a long time ago with Blake, and it was a definite no. Talk about that.
Great neighborhood. You talk some.
So when we saw the house with Blake, as always, I think when I got to the house, she had already gone through it because she couldn't wait until I got there because I was always running late. And I walk in, she's like, I love it, but Blake and Billy were like, okay, you go through it and find what's wrong. So of course, walking through the house, I couldn't find it until I got to the garage and found out that there was half of a garage.
And I had
But-
just sold my Mini Cooper, so
Yeah.
our cars wouldn't have fit. That
Yeah.
would have.
So ultimately, there was no garage because half the garage had been converted. So I, regardless of that, because we had up to this point been through so many houses with Stuart and talked through, well, we can take this wall out or, make this change and that change and you can still have what you want. For me, it was more of location, the house, where it was. So I fell in love with that. So it was okay for the garage. But I knew that, like, when I walked in, you were ready to walk out. You're like, there's no even point even looking at it. But you go through and see if you can find what's wrong with it. I'm like, okay.
You said that already.
So then
Yeah.
Meredith took you back to the house. You'd already seen it. You'd already
That
written
was-
it off, and
the
it had
house
been
went
months
on,
later.
yeah,
Yes.
the house went on the market like 6 months ago, I think, and then we went to see it, and I was like, no, and And of course, she loved it. And we just went back, well, a month ago. You took us back because
They had
I
lowered
mean,
it.
they had lowered it $40,000, and so
Well, we had looked at a
It was
different
4 or 5
house. We had
ultimately.
looked at the house on Malibu. And Billy was like, I mean, it had been completely gutted and redone. And she's like, well, we can move this and do that. And I'm like, well, if we're going to spend all this money on this house that's already been done, why don't we just go back to Pepper Hill and do that to Pepper Hill, because that's the location that we want to be in.
we did.
So
yes.
we went back.
So now are you both at a 10, or are you not going to be at a 10 until it's done?
I'm not at a 10.
I'm at a 10.
She's at a 10. I'm at a 7.
So what would you say the biggest challenges have been through this whole thing?
Biggest challenges was just trying to find a house. I mean, the housing market here, the inventory is very low. So you'd find something, by the time you go see it, it was gone. So that was probably the biggest challenge for us. And then,
I think meeting in the middle for our compromise, too.
yeah,
Because her idea of what she wanted,
or meeting 70-30.
or meeting 70-30, was not necessarily what I wanted. So I'd say that was probably, trying to find the
Well,
right house that we both had 10s on, that we both could see if we made this change or that change to be where we wanted to be,
well,
or not.
Or not.
Are
That
you
was-
excited about this next chapter?
Yes, very.
Yes.
It's very. Now, in a week, we're going to own 2 homes, so that's real exciting. So, yeah, real excited about it. I think it'll be exactly what we want. But wait, she's a 10, so our designer, Stuart, lays out this beautiful plan. So we're staying, okay, I gotta tell this one. So we're standing in our kitchen now.
I'm not camera ready.
Stuart's not camera ready, but we want you to
We
meet
want
Stuart.
you to meet Stuart.
And
Hi,
Shelley.
Stuart.
This is Stuart.
Hello.
Sheldon's
Hello.
here too, but he doesn't
Sheldon's
want to get on
camera
camera. But
So-
Stuart is the designer
He is.
to the stars,
Yes,
He is. He is.
and he's everybody's best friend. But
He is.
specifically, Stuart and Sheldon are Billy and Lisa's best friends.
Yes.
We, she has, now our current house, I just found out like 15 minutes ago, swear to God.
And that's when I'll leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've been there 12 years. We built this house 12 years ago, but we've only liked it for 1.
That is not what I said.
Is that not what you
kind
said?
of what you said.
Thank you. That's kind of what you said.
We were talking about
She
building a new
always
house.
does. That's not what I said.
Because through this whole process, you got to the point where you're like, I'm out. I don't want to look at it anymore. Let's just build,
Let's
what,
build
we
what we want.
My
Yeah.
point was, we built the house that we're in now, and we hadn't lived there a year, and we were like, oh, we're not even going to finish the basement. Why did we do a basement? It's not a great room. We wanted a great room. I'm in the kitchen. I can't see you because of the stairs. Is there any way for us to move the stairs? Well, we have a computer room that we had to have that we don't even use. So we started going through the house saying there were things that we wish we could change, and we'd only lived there a year, but yet we built it because it's what we wanted.
But this is perfect because moving into the next house, now you know exactly what rooms
we're
you
getting.
need,
Correct.
what you're going to use. There's no miscellaneous rooms that are not being useful.
Right. We actually, no lie, 5 years ago, made a list. I think I still have it. I think I found it when we were cleaning out our dream home wish list of everything that were non-negotiables. Real
We
wood
have
burning,
it.
real wood burning fireplace, no stairs,
yard.
big yard,
Or pool.
screened in porch. We wanted a pool, painted brick,
And you're getting it.
and we're getting it. Yeah,
No,
Awesome.
no, she made the list.
we did it together.
Happy wife, happy life. Wait, that could go both ways.
It could go both ways. But it only goes one way.
but it only goes one way. Right?
Oh, at least she admits it.
That's okay.
No, we're very excited about it. It's going to
It's
be a while.
Yeah, it'll be
Um,
awesome.
Before Christmas, hopefully.
No.
No.
Oh God, no.
Don't
we're
put
not.
that on us.
Don't put
No.
that. We're not moving during
That was the
holidays.
original date I heard. So
It was.
it's
Yes,
good that
but no.
we've chilled out a little bit.
Oh, we're
Yes.
past the holidays now.
Okay, that's
Dear
good.
Lord.
Okay.
But what else? What are the?
Is there anything else you want to say to the casting directors?
Go ahead.
I don't think there is. Do you have something you want to say?
Well,
We didn't prepare for
turn that
that.
off.
Are you gonna cry?
my God.